that the lesson here is the little guy lost, and the little guy lost big. You with me on this?
I don't think it's over yet. I said it last night to someone. I said, you know, this is still like, I think you're in the middle of the storm. If we go back to...
There are two things that add glamour to finance and stock market. Money is definitely one of them, but Hollywood has not contributed any less in making the financial profession sexy. Whether we talk about The Big Short or Wolf of Wall Street, it definitely made many of us consider trying our luck in the stock market. The theme of those movies has mostly been a middle-class guy making it big by finding a loophole in the financial system, and the recent event where a bunch of commoners widely known as Wall Street bettors have done pretty much the same thing, but with two major differences. It has not been about one person, it was a whole community that came together with the ambition to rise from the ashes, and the second difference was it was not illegal. SEC and other regulatory bodies could not do much to the group on social media. They are still functional and GameStop is still in news, but since the end of January 2021, many people were calling the event a new blockbuster for Netflix. Maybe they're working on it, but Discovery Plus has made its first move. According to Hollywood Reporters, Discovery Plus has unveiled an hour-long documentary on the sharp rise of video game retailer GameStop stock, and the debate about it hosted and narrated by Jordan Belfort.
All right, JB here, the real Wolf of Wall Street. This is to all you Wall Street bettors, Robin Hooders, day traders. It's a message of love, respect, support.
According to the outlet, the working title of the fast turnaround documentary produced by ITN Productions is GameStop, the Wall Street Hijack. It explores the story of how a group of amateur traders played the Wall Street pros at their own game, according to a plot description.
Yeah, it's kind of a David and Goliath story. I mean, you have sort of the everyday amateur investor going up against these
Amidst all the political and pandemic news coverage, the story of GameStop and its skyrocketing stock price hit headlines. It adds that this was a story of a group of young, risk-embracing day traders who were using social media to organize a massive stock buy-up. According to Discovery Plus, the documentary is an effort to simplify the whole event, and Jordan will track the timeline of what happened in layman's terms and why we all need to pay attention. The project also promises to feature insider accounts from those at the center of what happened. Belfort has also commented on his new project, saying, "Now I find some very creative ways to make money on Wall Street, but I've got to say personally, I love the fact that everyone now has the ability to organize and give the Wall Street players a run for their money. It's a real David versus Goliath story. I'm praying that the amateur traders are victorious, but one thing I can assure you of, it's going to be a wild ride every step of the way." Here is our simplified version of GameStop, the Wall Street Hijack. Have a look.
The internet takes on Wall Street. This story is stunning.
I am fascinated by this GameStop story.
The company that I'm talking about today is a company called GameStop.
We have some breaking news right now on what has turned into the soap opera and saga of the markets right now, and that is the story of GameStop.
A lot of action yesterday. It just wasn't necessarily in the places that you'd traditionally be looking.
Some stories become future movies even though they're based on real events. Think Wolf of Wall Street and The Big Short. Well, the story we're about to bring you may well be one of them. US video games retailer GameStop is at the center of this particular story as the everyday person goes head to head with hedge funds and seems to be winning, though this bubble may well burst before we know it. We tell you all you need to know about GameStop. GameStop is a US-based bricks and mortar video game store which has been struggling, particularly as there is an increasing shift to online sales. In fact, its struggles were so bad that it had planned to close 450 stores this year. When the store closure announcement was made, the stock was trading close to $3.25 last April. However, on Tuesday, it soared to another 92% and closed at $148, and at one point went as far as $400. Now, for those that are smart as all these hedge fund managers are, complex calculations and analysis would have told them that the future looks bleak from GameStop, and unless something outstanding happens like a merger, chances are that the shares would not be worth much. But the stock market doesn't entirely work like that. It is all about supply and demand and behavior. So when a bunch of traders belonging to Reddit message board wallstreetbets got together, they decided to make GameStop their main stock market focus and started buying as many shares as they could to try to grow the price of the stock at a time when hedge funds had shorted the stock as they thought it would go down and they will profit. In other words, the Reddit users had bet against the hedge funds. Not only did they buy the stock, but they encouraged everyday investors, often called retail investors, to buy the stock too, driving up the prices even more. Reddit users proudly claimed victory as the stock continued to increase, promoting it aggressively and pitching it as a battle of regular people versus hedge funds and big Wall Street firms. One user wrote on Monday, "We broke it. We broke GameStop." At open, the user wrote after the NYSE halted trading. Another user posted, "This is quite the experience for my first month in the stock market, holding till infinity." Another user wrote, "We're literally more powerful than the big firms right now." Some went as far as accusing financial media of backing the Wall Street players. In an open letter to CNBC, one Reddit user wrote, "Your contempt for the retail investor, your audience, is palpable, and if you don't get it together, you lose an entire new generation of investors."
But I pity the little guy who I think is going to be left holding the bag. That's where I'm coming from.
According to the BBC, the Reddit users smell blood. Analyst Neil Wilson says that from reading the Reddit chat threads, the day traders' battle with Wall Street is clearly personal. Among the many aspects of this story that are strange, what is so unusual is a peculiar vigilante morality of the traders pumping the stock. They seem hell-bent on taking on Wall Street. They seem to hate hedge funds, and threads are peppered with insults about boomer money. It's a generational fight, redistributive, and all about robbing the rich to give to the millennial poor. Many big investors are refusing to budge and continue to hold their GameStop stock at rock bottom prices. They believe the tide will turn on Reddit's herd instinct and GameStop shares will come back to earth. These are not normal times, and while the Reddit thing is fascinating to watch, I can't help but think that this is unlikely to end well for someone, Deutsche Bank strategist Jim Reed said. And tears and headaches may well be how it ends. Let's not forget regulators have the duty to crack down on market manipulation, and this may well be an example of exactly that. Jacob Frankel, a former lawyer at the Securities and Exchange Commission, the main US financial regulator, said, "Such volatile trading fueled by opinions where there appears to be little corporate activity to justify the price movement is exactly what SEC investigations are made of." Although others take a differing view and think that this is just an example of a different way of investing, I don't think this is a fad, said John Patrick, a fund expert at VanEck. A retail trader will not lean on Wall Street to manage their money, and I definitely now see an antagonistic relationship between the old guard, Wall Street, and individual traders who are on the rise, he said. What happens next in the GameStop saga waits to be seen, but as is common in the stock market world, there are winners and there are losers. Speculative trading is risky, and there may well be lessons learnt on both sides once this is over. The movie, if one is made, may well shed better light into all of this. Thanks for watching. Have it all daily. Please like, share and subscribe, and check out our website for more.